Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to get started with our first two community songs. Welcome everybody on YouTube, Facebook, and Zoom, and welcome everybody in the room. So good to have the room open and have chairs. It's very different in here. If you've been here recently, we have all the chairs up now. So we are open. If you're local, you still have time to get yourself. Yeah, just saying. All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3. I feel the Spirit moving in me. 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 I feel the joy. I feel the joy moving in me. 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 I feel the peace. I feel the peace moving in me. 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 I feel the presence. I feel the presence moving in me. 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 I feel the Spirit. I feel the Spirit moving in me. 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 Let me hear you. I feel the Spirit moving in me. 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 I got a newborn soul.
Ooh, really?
I got a new way of walking,
Walking,
new way of talking.
talking.
Since the love and spirit took control, I got a new way of saying,
Yeah.
new way of praying. Thank God I got a newborn soul. I got a newborn soul, a newborn soul. Since the love and spirit took control, I got a newborn soul, newborn soul. Since the comforter made me whole, my hands look new,
Really?
my feet did too.
Whoa.
My head got wet in the midnight dew, but all I know made me whole. Thank God I got a newborn soul. I got a new way of preaching,
Really?
a new way of teaching.
Wow.
Since the love and spirit took control, the souls are winning.
Winning.
It's a new beginning.
New beginning.
Thank God I got a newborn soul. I got a newborn soul, newborn soul. Since the love and spirit took control, I got a newborn soul, newborn soul. Since the comforter made me whole, my hands look new,
Brand new.
my feet did too.
Yeah.
It got wet in the midnight dew, but all I know, they made me whole.
Yeah.
To thank God I got a newborn soul. I got a newborn soul, newborn soul. obedience and love and spirit took control. I got a newborn soul, newborn soul. Thank God I got a newborn soul.
Thank you, musicians. Thank you. All right, so my name is Reverend Rafe Ellis, and I am so honored and privileged to be the senior minister here at Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I have to remember to look around the room and then look back at you folks out there in wherever land. Used to be Never Never Land, and now it's wherever land. All right. So let me remind us of who we are and share with you who are joining us virtually, who may be our first-time guests, who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the very diversity of creation. We strive to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, to one another, and the world. And we experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, talents, and treasures. And we intentionally, on purpose, shamelessly, sometimes annoyingly so, promote our community and our teachings. And so I invite you, if you are online, that you grab this live stream and share it on whatever social media platforms you are playing on to make it available to anyone who might want to avail themselves of it. If you are in the room, the rules about playing on your cell phone no longer exist, and so if you want to drag out your cell phone and communicate with people online throughout the service, you are welcome to do that, to engage them. Right? Because this whole hybrid community thing is a whole different type of engagement now. And so there's no offense taken. You could be writing your grocery list. I will not know the difference. It's all perfect. So one of the things that we do every Sunday morning is our inclusion candle lighting ritual. And we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all people, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. And we light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. We light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. And so now I'm going to turn it back over to our musicians for our next community song. Here we go.
This song has two parts. We're going to do part one and then part two. And then the third part is pick one or the other, and we'll sing them together. I am remembering who I am. 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 Part two. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. Now pick one of those. I am remembering who I am. 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 All together. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am.
It's so cool people like come through the door now after we've already started. I know that is like shouldn't be so novel, but really it is, because it's been 16 months with nobody coming through the doors. And yeah, it's very cool. I'm like, hey, there's a body moving over there. Cool. It doesn't take much. Deborah will tell you it doesn't take much to excite me. I'm pretty easy. So this is our time of announcements. We do have our Actualizing Wholeness group that meets the first Tuesday of every month from 4:30 to 6:30 Pacific time. That is still a Zoom meeting, and the meeting ID is right there on the slide. We would love to have you join us. It's where we dive into the sandbox with David Bohm, and literally it's just a joyful exploration of questioning everything, even the words that we use and how we define them. It's just a blast. So encourage you to join us for that. We are open. Now, a phenomenon has happened this week. We actually have a bead system that we're putting in place, and I'll go over that here in just a second. We don't have those this morning because apparently there is some weather phenomenon preventing the delivery of mail at my address. And I would love to tell you I made that up, but I have it in 3 emails. So I'm not exactly sure what the weather disaster is in the 1.25 miles between my house and the post office, but apparently there is one. So hopefully we will have the beads next week. Deborah's been giving folks colored dots this morning. So let me go over what the system is. We are encouraging people to wear masks. We are not mandating it. We are not checking your vaccination status. That's between you, your body, and your doctor. What we are implementing is a system that you can get a red necklace bead that says, please stay 6 feet away from me, please wear a mask when you're around me, please conversation only, please do not touch me. That's what that communicates. We have yellow, and if you're really quick, you've already figured out this is the traffic light system. I'm finding my way as I go. Ask me before removing your mask when you talk to me or touch me. And then we'll have green ones that say, I'm comfortable talking and hugging with or without masks, and I'll honor your comfort level. And what that means is if I'm wearing a green necklace and you're wearing a red necklace, I will put my mask on and stay 6 feet away from you while I converse with you. Okay? because that's what we do for one another in community. There are signs over as you're coming in the door that say exactly this. Please do not sit on this seat. So if you want to establish a safety zone around you here in the sanctuary, you can pick up a couple of those and put them on either side of you, and that will establish a zone that hopefully you can be comfortable in. So we're trying to do this in a way that you don't have to repeatedly have the same conversation over and over again, but that empowers you to do you. All right. So this is our time of inward shift. And Deborah's going to come this morning and speak to us about our community value of inclusion. And then we're going to do a brief meditation, and then she will open us in our spiritual mind treatment, followed by reading our affirmation.
Good morning, beautiful people. So good to see everybody, and thank you so much for working with me on as I'm learning, how we're going to come together again in community with the mass and the dots and all of that. So thank you for your love and patience. So this morning I'm just going to talk briefly about our chosen community value of inclusion. And first, I'd like to recognize that everything is already included in creation. So we don't have to work at it. It's already so. It's only when I forget and I'm not aware of this truth beyond the 3D reality of what we see, hear, feel, and smell that I begin to experience a consciousness of separation. And I forget about oneness. It's like those people, you, them. So it can be tricky because I can make up stories about how I'm not doing or being that way when I'm in the them and those people and experiencing that separation in my experience. I'm not doing it because I'm not saying these words or I'm not acting this way. So I'm different. Again, separation. So last week, Rev Rafe talked with us about what we see in others, and he shared with us the quote from Ernest Holmes that says, "You and I could not criticize unless the criticism was in us. You will see nothing in anybody else unless you have it in you to see it. You are what you say, and what you say is what you must become. You cannot see anything in me but what you see in yourself first." And that's Ernest Holmes. And so I'd like us to just contemplate that for a moment, because this is a place where it can be inclusion, diversity is, it already is, right? And inclusion already is. So this is a place where it can become a barrier for us to experience the diversity of life and the inclusion that already is. So I'm going to invite you right now to just look into those places and just allow yourself to go soft here for a moment. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And to look into those places in you that you have been telling yourself that you are separate from the whole. And as you recognize these spots, just check your repeated thoughts that form our beliefs. And so our beliefs are just simply, the simple version is repeated thoughts that we think over and over and over that form our beliefs. And begin now to drip truth on these places. That love is all there is. Deep and abiding joy is all there is. That the interconnectedness of life is what we share together. our sacred breath that we share together. And allow yourself to just hold these places of truth in your heart. And begin to simply just release those thoughts that are untrue. That thought, that pattern that you've been thinking over and over. And as you move from this time into your day, into the moments beyond this day, just rinse and repeat as often as needed. And as we do this, we can begin to see life beyond what we see, hear, smell, and touch, that 3D reality, and know that there is so much more back of all of that. So I accept that we awaken to love and begin to evolve further than we ever imagined. And so it is. Allowing your next breath to be a little bit deeper than the one before. Breathing in the love that is present right here in this very space, right here in the atmosphere. It is breathing all of life. It is that sacred and holy breath that we all share together. It is that interconnectedness. It is that point of light. It is that space that is filled with deep and abiding joy. It is present right here in the air as it gently moves in and through and around this room, through the doors that are open. It is this mighty love of the divine knowing itself exquisitely as each beloved that is present right here in this very room. So it is from this place of truth that I speak a word of blessing for this time together in sacred spiritual community, that there is an evolving, an unfolding, and an upliftment of so much peace. It is expressing wholly and completely, without restriction. It is moving beyond this space into this neighborhood that we sit in. It is moving out into the edges of community, into the town, into the world, this love. It is the majesty of the divine. And so I accept this, that this mighty, mighty presence, this mighty, mighty joy that is present in the smile of a child and in the teardrop falling from someone's eye, that place of feeling broken, feeling unknown, not belonging, unseen, that there is this spirit that is present in and through and in the midst of all of it. And so I just sink deeper into the awareness of that and accept for this beloved community that all of the values, all of the places of challenge are just filled with love. And I'm just pouring love into those places. So I give thanks for all of the beloved hands that have gone into creating this service. I give thanks for our beloved Reverend Rafe and for our musicians who bring us such beautiful music from their hearts. Oh, filled with gratitude this morning. So grateful for our opening here. And so I just allow it to be so in my consciousness. And I release into that activity of love and law and simply just allow it to be. And we just anchor this together by saying, and so it is. So it is. Good morning. Good morning from wherever you might be tuning in from. Good morning to everyone in the room. So grateful you're all here. And I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And anyone who has felt that they've been in a role of being a father and done any fathering, I am so incredibly grateful for your energy and your life support here. So thank you, and happy Father's Day. So now I'm going to read our affirmation, which is right in front of me. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna read it through once and then we'll read it together. Oh, I didn't say who I am. I'm Deborah Ellis. I'm one of your licensed practitioners here, and I am privileged to be in service to this community. So thank you. So here we go. I move forward in my life from a place of love. I move forward in my life from a place of love. And so it is. Welcome, welcome.
You all know this song. Yeah. So feel free to sing loud, especially you out there in Zoom land, so we can hear you in here in the room.
Off key is okay.
Any key's okay on this song. Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Love, 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 you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 I tell y'all, love is all you need. 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 Loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. Let's take a breath together. So yes, happy Father's Day to anyone who has ever participated in anybody's life in the role of father, regardless of what your gender is or is not, because fatherhood is not necessarily relegated to a gender. Actually never has been. Oftentimes single mothers stand in the role of both of those places. They do an amazing work. And I just want to say here on the heels of Juneteenth, with yesterday being the first time in the history of our nation that Juneteenth was a federally recognized holiday. I want to particularly say Happy Father's Day to every black man that has ever struggled, that has ever been diminished, that has ever been told, you can't be a good father. Let's throw that lie out today. And I want to also acknowledge, it's hard to get these words out. I want to acknowledge every child in our African American community today who doesn't have a father to say Happy Father's Day to because of unjust, unnecessary violence perpetrating the death of their fathers in this country. We can do better. Let's take another breath together. Okay. The Soul's Call. Evolution. This talk could be subtitled, What Do the Crocodiles and the Birds Know That We Don't? Birds Crocodiles, they're a little bit, it's a little bit iffy whether they were actually part of the dinosaurs or not, but birds, definitely. 150 million years we trace back the bird. So why is it every other form of dinosaur is gone except the bird? What did the bird know that the rest of them didn't get? See, there's something there, folks. Right? Carl Jung says this: who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. Right? Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. And perhaps what the bird did was both. Perhaps the bird looked outside to what was happening post-meteor collision and looked inside without question, without delay, without a conversation, and simply followed whatever knowing it encountered when it looked inside to adapt and change and evolve so that it's still here today. I'm just saying, perhaps that's how it went down. Perhaps the bird didn't have to navigate an ego. Perhaps there was no internal dialogue in the bird that argued with the divine nudge to evolve in a certain way to ensure its presence on the planet 150 million years later. Perhaps. Perhaps. And perhaps we misunderstand our role in this evolutionary process. I just finished a metaphysical Bible class with Dr. Coleman, Dr. Will Coleman. Brilliant professor, just brilliant. Speaks fluent Hebrew. And we spent 5 weeks on the first chapter of Genesis because it's that rich and it's that deep. And much to the chagrin of those who follow the Bible literally, it doesn't start off with "in the beginning God created." It starts off with "in beginning created God." Very different scenario. And then the days of creation unfold to explain that humanity is actually creating the idea of a deity in order to attribute creation to something. This idea that there is a white man who lives in the clouds that operates with a scorebook and a map of creation that literally occasionally goes off his meds and punishes his own creation. Let that shit go. Really, I can't call it anything other than crap, because that's what it is. Now, I don't mean to offend anyone, and I know I already have. But that is not my intention. My intention is to call us beyond the limitations of our socialization to examine what's always been there. What the bird knew, what the bird refused to argue with, that there is a divine process unfolding and we are not the ones to control it. Take dominion over the earth did not mean, dear white men, you are now in charge of everything. That's not what that means. It means to take care of, to work in concert with, to work in harmony with. It calls us to oneness. It calls us not to think about oneness, not to know about oneness, but to be about oneness. There's a difference. I can, what is it in, I believe it's in Corinthians. I can do all of the flowery language and bang all of the symbols, but if I don't do it with love, I'm just making noise. Just making noise. I submit to you this morning that our talk title, What's Evolution Without Love? I submit to you, it's impossible. Because love is what we are. Now, we can evolve without an awareness of love. But we cannot evolve without love being present. That's the good news. Because it's right there within us waiting to be tapped. It's just like when you turn on your faucet, not one of you stands there and does a spiritual mind treatment to create water in your pipes in order to get it when you turn the tap on. It's already there. Electricity was already here before we discovered it. We didn't create electricity. We discovered electricity. We tapped it. We learned how to use it. Right? Love is already in you. Turn on the tap. Turn it on wide open. Because here's the good news. It's infinite. There is no drought in the lake of love. Let it flow. Let it flow. Evolve. Evolution. Evolution is a tricky thing. Because in this human brain, we want to lock it in. Right? It's like this evolutionary game show. Right? We get the answer, we have all of the choices, and I'm going to lock it in. And we lock in our answer. We lock in our state of evolution. And then we want to stay right there. Right? So I have a couple of slides this morning to help us look at this thing of evolution and lighten it up a bit. And so we start off as the seed. This is the life. I could stay here forever, right? It's our comfort zone. And we like that seed place. We like knowing that everything we need to grow us was born in us. And then something starts to happen. Wait, what's happening to me? We start to grow, and we start to bust out of the seed. Germination begins to happen, and the shell, the edges of our comfort zone, start falling apart a bit. Yes? And then, all of a sudden, oh God! The comfort zone collapses. We are in a free fall of newness that we experience as pain. And how many of us go to that place internally of, just kill me now. I don't want to do this. First email I ever got when I came here as the minister. I still have it because I so appreciate this individual's authenticity and honesty. You are brilliant. The messages that you bring are profound and deep, and they are making me grow, and I do not want to. I will not be back. Awesome! Right? I can live with that level of honesty. But there's a space in between this place of, oh God, just kill me. It's like the trapeze artist, okay? There is a space in between when you let go of your trapeze and catch the next one. That's this space. That's this space where our ego does not have a clue how to navigate the unknown, and it just flips out. Okay? It just flips out. Well, here's what happens. All of a sudden, we're like, huh. Literally, right? We reach a place where we have changed, and we're like, huh. Didn't see that coming. All of a sudden, we have the job that excites us, that blesses us. All of a sudden, the partner that we've only imagined our entire lives comes into our life, and we know bliss and happiness probably for the first time ever. And we're in this place of, huh. Right? And so I invite you, buckle up. Buckle up. Ernest Holmes said, because we are in a time of great evolution. Great evolution. Right? Virus is a scientific part of evolution. It just is in the physical plane. Our job is not to fight against the virus or assault it. Our job is to align. Where is our place in this evolutionary process? Where's our place? To find security in that free fall between, oh my God, and huh. Right? To lean, we talked last week, lean into the discomfort. Lean into that place of ego terror. Comfort your ego like it's your child. It's okay. I know you're scared. I got this. I got this. You're in there to make sure I survive. So let's look around. Yep. No actual threat. We're all good. Right? Love your ego. Love it. Quit trying to smash your ego, because you cannot be here without it. Unless you're done being here, you need your ego. But you need to love it and to put it in the passenger seat and to put your spiritual self behind the wheel. Okay? Ernest Holmes said of community as it was growing and changing, 1952, in one of his Beverly Hills lectures, he said this: our movement will depend not on a talk such as I am giving now. Our evolution, what it will mean to the world, will not depend on the books we write. It will depend on what we do with it. What we do with this teaching. Not what we say about it, not what we think about it, not what we write about it. What we do with it. Practical application. The same thing holds true about this community. We are in an evolution. We are in a rebuilding phase. And so how we rebuild, how we reestablish, how we evolve won't be based on what we say about it or what we write about it or what we think about it. It'll be based on what we do about it. So thank each of you for doing something and showing up this morning. Thank you, Dell, for running the live stream. Thank you, Hillary, for running the PowerPoint. Thank you, musicians, for showing up and being musicians and lifting up our congregation. Thank you, Deborah, for being our practitioner. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for taking care of the fiscal. Thank you, everybody who is logged in online. How do we want to move from here? What do we want to be? Not post-pandemic. What do we want to be now? And then later, guess what the question will be? What do we want to be now? It's always now. Okay? What I can tell you is that love is in you. It is the very makeup of your being. Ask it from there. How does love in me want to evolve? How does love in me want to show up in community at Sierra Center for Spiritual Living? How does love want to show up as me in community in Grass Valley, in Nevada City, in Nevada County? How does love want to show up as you? Do that. And our evolution will take care of itself. Let's take this into prayer. And so I know by resonance, I know by cognitive awareness that there is one infinite, ever-present allness. That it is all there is. That I am birthed out of it, by it, to be it. And that what is true of me is true of all life. Every form, every function, every experience, creation expressing, evolving itself in this blissful diversity of form, all inclusive within its one self, the body of the infinite. And so I lift up every cell within this body. I lift up the love that is within to express without. I trust this process of evolution. I trust that every thought thunk into law is evolved into form, function, and experience. And I say yes to doing my part. I say yes to loving every cell, every being. Yes, yes, yes. And I say yes to being an unlimited, undefended love. Present, available, active. With every breath I breathe. Yes. Grateful. So grateful. And so I invite you, if these words resonate, if they connect within you, and you have that divine yes as well, to release them as your own, as we say together. And so it is. Let's take another breath together. Change gears. So this is our time of conscious giving. And we actually will have somebody bringing the basket around. We're not going to pass it. We're just going to have somebody bring it around to each person. Someday we'll get back to passing it, but we're not there yet. So I invite you to say with me our giving affirmation. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, in these moments I am given, in situations called to me, I now choose this path of living. I now choose what sets me free. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey, I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. I do what gives me life. Hey.
Sorry about the camera glitch. It's a new piece we added in, and I apparently didn't add it in quite correctly. And so I just take a moment to bless God as money, this energy that sustains and uplifts and grows and evolves Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. Each of its ministers, each of its members gives to our organization at the greater level and to our nonprofit local partners. Grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, reminders, we are open. I am holding a vision that our beads will be released from postal prison as early as tomorrow, and we will have those available. Someone asked about sanitizing those. They will be sanitized. Yes, you use them while you're here, leave them, and then they are sanitized immediately after the service, as is all of this. We go through with our little sanitizing stuff and make it all pristine for you. Yeah. If you have any questions, reach out. Those of you online, we appreciate your giving as well. You can do that at our website, www.sierracenter.org. I think that's it. I want to thank whoever snuck the flowers in behind me. I have come to accept that I lead a sneaky community. 2 weeks in a row, they just sneak them up there. I don't even see where they come from. They say you build a community just like you. I'm just saying. There could be some truth to that. All right. Let's stand and do our benediction, shall we? If I can find it here. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening as me.
Something wonderful is happening as me.
It is this thing called love.
It is this thing called love.
It is this thing called evolution.
It is this thing called evolution.
It is this thing called, huh.
It is this thing called, huh.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I sense it.
I sense it.
Because I am it.
Because I am it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Sing us out, musicians.
I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free.